The other day I posted a video on how to get every single perk for free inside of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, because there's a really cool challenge for every single one in the game located by a Mr. Peaks bunny rabbit, so you can get yourself free perks, and I'll have a link to that video down in this video's description. Now in that video I said that at the time of recording there wasn't one found for Elemental Pop, however there is actually a 9th bunny. Since right now of course there are only 9 perks within the game, it does seem like more are going to be added post-launch as well, so they'll probably add new Easter eggs for them when they eventually release. Now the thing is, all of the other perks are located on the outskirts of the map in a big circle kind of. However, the 9th bunny is an outlier because it's the only one in the red zone located in the top left where you can see on screen. And if you actually come over to this point, you will see that there is of course Mr. Peaks, but there is also a grave, and on this grave you can press square X or F to pay respects to it, and what it will do is it will take your ammo mods, your Pack-a-Punch level, or your upgraded weapon rarity, and it'll exchange it for some loot. Now as it seems, what it does is the better your Pack-a-Punch level or weapon rarity or whatever, the higher the chance of getting better loot from it. And essentially this is a really good way to essentially exfil with weapon rarities as well as Pack-a-Punch as well as alternative ammo types, ammo mods. Because right now in the game there is currently no way to exfil with your perks or your Pack-a-Punch level or weapon rarity. The only way to do this is of course finding acquisitions and keeping them in your loadout. However, if you physically have them equipped, you won't be able to. So the point is to collect Ethereum crystals and to collect ether tools and ammo mod acquisitions to bring into future games, unless you find schematics for them which you can craft on a cooldown. So basically this way you can essentially come here before you plan on exfilling every single game, and if you've upgraded your weapon rarity, your Pack-a-Punch level, have some alternative ammo mods, come here before you plan on exfilling and get some loot back, because for example in this case it takes the uncommon weapon and gives back an uncommon ether tool, so that if you then exfil straight after, you can go into the next game, start off with an ether tool. Now it doesn't seem like it gives you the reward back that's exactly the same as what you give it every single time, it's just lucky in this case. However, most of the time when you do this it will give you something similar to what you put in. So often if you put in a high Pack-a-Punch, a high weapon rarity, it will give you something similar back, and it's very common that you will get Ethereum crystals, ether tools and ammo mods from this. So like I said, this is essentially a way to bring your weapon rarity and bring your Pack-a-Punch levels into future games. Just come here every time before you exfil, and then it's a very high chance to get some loot back, and you might as well do it. Of course it will make exfilling a bit harder since you won't have as good of a weapon, but exfilling isn't too difficult anyway, so you should be able to do that successfully, and then you can bring this stuff into your future games. Like I said, it's not exactly the loot you put in every single time, but it does tend to be similar. Another big use for this is if you ever want to switch your Pack-a-Punch level or your alternative ammo type or a weapon rarity onto another weapon. If you plan on spinning the mystery box in a second, you might as well come here before you plan on spinning the mystery box and just exchange all of that, and then it might give you an ammo mod back or an ether crystal or an ether tool, and then you can put that on the new weapon you get, or you can just save it for the future. If you plan on swapping out your weapon at any point, this is a really good strategy, or if you want to give it to a teammate, it's a good strategy there. Now like I said, right now there is no way to get Elemental Pop. It's very weird. However, people have figured out that you are actually able to get Elemental Pop from this gravestone. Like I said, you can get any of the different alternative ammo types from this. However, honestly, I think it is just RNG. So Magua posted this post saying the Elemental Pop Easter egg has made progress, and he says go to the left side of T3 zone, which I mentioned earlier, and give your weapon to the grave. Apparently Mallow found that the Elemental Pop will show up when you have Cryo Freeze, a blue rarity weapon, no Pack-a-Punch, PhD flopper, healing aura, and after you have done a little crouching ritual. That doesn't make any sense. Mr. Waffles and Telixicon as well as Magua said so far in their games, if you have a perk, Cryo Freeze, blue rarity, no Pack-a-Punch and healing aura, the exact same thing will happen and you'll get Elemental Pop every time. Glitching Queen and Tag935 has said that they found Elemental Pop to show up whenever you had an epic rarity gun that was double Pack-a-Punch with an alternative ammo type, and it appears though she was using healing aura in her gameplay. So far it seems like the success rate is if you have an alternative ammo type, weapon rarity, at least one perk and healing aura. Honestly, I'm just going to say it straight up, I don't think any of this is accurate. If we look at all of the other perk upgrades, they've been very simple processes. All of this sounds way too complicated to actually be the case. It does seem like they've just gotten lucky when doing these things with RNG. In my own personal opinion, maybe there is something with this grave to get Elemental Pop as a return every single time. Maybe that is true. However, I think these proposed steps don't make any sense. It's just way too complicated. And also the things you actually have to put into the grave cost way more points and way more time than the reward elemental pop that you get back. You might as well just buy it at that point. It's just way too complicated. So in my own personal opinion, I just think that all of this is RNG and they've just got unlucky getting elemental pop. Like I said, maybe there is a way to get elemental pop every time from this grave, but I don't think these are it. Honestly, I think maybe this grave just gives you RNG every single time. Like I said, the better the weapon rarity, etc., the better the loot you will get, but or at least the higher chance, because I've had people in my comments say, you know, they've had fully pack-a-punch, full weapon tier, and they've still gotten terrible rewards back, so that is a possibility, but I think the better the stuff, the higher the chance of getting good stuff, but it's not guaranteed. So yeah, that's my own personal opinion. I think that elemental pop is still not found. I think that this is all just RNG. However, I personally don't think there is an elemental pop one on the map, because I think it would have been found by now, because all the other ones got found in really quick succession. So maybe this is just an alternative. This is what the 9th bunny is instead of an elemental pop one, and you can get elemental pop from this, but it does seem like maybe it is just RNG, or like I said, maybe there's a specific method to get it that's not exactly what these steps they were describing. Maybe it's something more simple and more specific that they just so happened to do whilst they were doing these things as well. However, it's not guaranteed. Anyways, if we manage to figure out a way to guarantee elemental pop every single time from this gravestone that isn't as complicated as they were saying, because like I said, this just sounds way too complicated. It sounds like they've just gotten lucky with RNG and you don't actually need to do all of these things, then I'll let you know with an updated video. But for now, let me know in the comment section down below if you figure out a specific method that is simple to get elemental pop. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not for latest and greatest Call of Duty news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.